Thanks, Sid. This'll pay for all my hotel damages. Connie. Love. Love? The crooked old cow! Not bloody likely.
And there'll be another right carry-on tomorrow night when the team return in a French revolutionary frolic with the somewhat cumbersome title Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head at 11:45 tomorrow on BBC1.
An invitation to Holiday Tuesday on BBC1. At 6:10, Paul Daniels is your debonair host in a winter wonderland of magic and illusion. No jacket required in a Christmas question of sport at 7. Jumpers and ties are optional. At 7:30, the party's over, but the fallout's just begun.
You have to understand. You're all I've got now. What would I do without you?
Dressing for dinner at 8, Michael Caine and Steve Martin in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Why is the cork on the fork?
To prevent him hurting himself and others.
And at 10:10, it's Carrot's commercial breakdown. The very best television ads from around the world, with bits of carrot in between.
Healthy and hearty. Holiday Tuesday on BBC1.
The New Radio Times contains a complete weekly listings guide and includes previews and features on forthcoming BBC television and radio programmes. And now, a late night look at the weather with Michael Fish.
Good morning. It's all change on the weather front. We're going to see some very different weather in the days ahead. To begin with, though, for the rest of today, it's going to be a pretty raw feel, at least in eastern areas, but by the time we come into Wednesday, it's going to be very much milder, just about everywhere. We're going to have to pay for it, though. It is going to be quite windy and unsettled. Now, the wind and rain's already pushing in from the west. This is the chart for earlier on Boxing Day. Already the weather front into western areas, and just a short time ago, that was producing some very heavy rain indeed down that western side of the country. That process is going to continue in that rain will march on during the rest of the night. Not only going to be rain, because as it heads further and further eastwards, it will turn to sleet and snow. Most of it turning quite readily back to rain again on the lower lands, but over the hills of northern England and Scotland, at least some blizzard conditions for a while. So a very nasty night to come there. But eventually in western areas, at least in Northern Ireland, somewhat clearer and drier weather arriving before the end of the night. At the moment, incidentally, in some eastern areas, those temperatures are below freezing, but they'll tend to rise a little bit as the night goes on. Here's tomorrow's chart. By that time, the weather front beginning to move in from the west. A very wet start in most parts already, as we saw that brighter weather into Northern Ireland. During the morning, many other western parts brightening up, just one or two showers coming along. Eastern parts still wet, but even there I think it'll get brighter and drier. The extreme southeast perhaps not getting the drier weather, though, until towards evening time. And as that brighter weather comes along, so the temperatures should rise, but for much of the day it's going to be quite raw and windy in eastern areas, but a fair bit milder in the west and milder everywhere by the end of the afternoon. Now there's Wednesday's chart, large area of low pressure, masses of isobars, more weather fronts, so it sets the scene really for the rest of the week, because we will be pretty changeable, much higher temperatures, that's on the plus side, but every now and again bands of wind and rain working their way across the country, followed in turn by brighter weather with blustery showers. And that's all for now.
I want you to go to Marseille, pick up a naughty boy and bring him back here, so that we can slap his wrists.
I'd like to see the body if you have no objection.
There is no body, Sergeant.
Forget about Thornton for the time being. If he's alive, then he'll keep.
Why you? Why always you?
I want to know what happened! Someone out there's trying to kill me, and there's nowhere I can go for help because I don't know anyone.
A French feature-length special for Spender, Wednesday, 9:30 on BBC1.
And it's been a full feature-length evening here on BBC1, finally coming to a close at just approaching 8 minutes past 2. One more holiday day to go, and I trust you'll enjoy it to the full. Meanwhile, this is Peter Bolgar on behalf of all of us here, wishing you a very good night.